Entrepreneurship is about being able to face failure, manage failure, and succeed after failing. Hello, everyone. I am Vaibhavi S. and
Rakshithan here.
from Christ University. We are going to have a little interview chat with Sumao Bhattacharya, who is the CEO and co-founder of Anok Consultancy Private Limited. He is the man who turned his passion into profession. Tell us more about Anok Consultancy Private Limited, sir.
Okay, so ANOC or the full form is the anyone can. It is actually the brainchild of me and one of my co-founders, like my co-founder Uwais. Started as we were both traders, to be honest. Okay, like since our present days, we were traders. We were concentrating on financial markets and capital markets. But basically, the idea of teaching came into being when there were two students who came to me, not students actually, those guys were my peers. Okay, so they came to me with this idea that, dude, you are earning a lot of money, so please teach us also, right? We want to make some pocket money out of it. And it was very simple out of that. I didn't have any idea that going forward they will be making so huge money. It was just like a friendly discussion, and when they went out and made such big amounts, the entire idea of ANOC consultancy came into our beings. So even after impacting our colleges, to be honest, like this was our brainchild since I was in second year, right? Second, like the last of second years. And as we started taking webinars and seminars, we weren't charging a buck, right? Because we were
Yeah.
already profitable in our own areas, so we weren't charging a buck. But yes, at some point of time I understood that even if we are doing all this, until unless we give it a formal platform, we are not doing it enough.
Yes.
We are not impacting enough people. So that is exactly where ANOC, or the name anyone can, came into being, because we guys are losers, to be honest. All right, I wasn't like, though I come from a state sponsored government engineering college, my WebJ rank was pretty good. It was around 4K something. But still, at some point of time, we still are losers because I had a IIT dream and stuff like that. My friend had a AIPMT, sorry, AIMS dream. So we are losers and we are the backbenchers, guys. So yes, if we can, you can, anyone can. That is exactly where it started.
So basically, what drove your interest in the trading field? Like starting when you had no idea about it.
Okay, so no, not exactly. My family has a brief history with trading. All right, my dad was into investing, and when my uncle is into he was posted in the Goldman Sachs, and he was into the trading desk of Goldman Sachs. So from childhood itself, I was pretty accustomed with the markets. I knew here and there, and from the very mere age of like 14 to 15, I had started to use dad's account to start investing. All right, though it was a very playful one, but what should I say? Like the environment already like encouraged me. It was later in the 2016 when I dropped part-time investing and went full on in as a technical analyst. And since then, there is no looking back.
So what was the main motive behind starting your company, ANOC? Main motive.
The main motive behind is, okay. Let me be very frank. Okay, let me be very frank. That is, I am an engineering grad. Okay, I'm a BTech engineer, BTech computer science. So when I started out, to be honest, I was making more money than an average BTech passed out from any tier one or not tier one, any tier two college. Okay, how much money a tier two guy makes? Probably in a service oriented, they will be paying him around 24,000 to 28,000. I'm talking about average guys. Okay, I'm not talking about tier one colleges getting placed at Microsoft or Webel or big companies. Not that. Okay, I'm talking about the 3.6 LPA to 2.8 LPA jobs. I was making a lot of money, more money than that. So the nerve struck me when a friend of mine, to be honest, or like an MNC, a mass recruiter, came into our college, and they were giving posts of customer care executive to a BTech grad, paying only around 16,000 to 17,000 a month. Now think about it. I come from a BTech government college, all right, a state government sponsored college. So even we haven't studied so much, still we have burned our asses to come to this point, to be honest. All right, now even after coming to this grueling 4 years into this huge course of computer science engineering, and then going and doing some sales job or some customer care executive doesn't make sense, to be honest. So I didn't want that. I wanted to impact more people, and I wanted to make them aware that, dude, there is a lot of pathways you can make money just by sitting at your home. That was the entire concept. All right. Later we came into something that is, we saw that there are a lot of people who are charging fraudulent money from people. See, Raktim or Vaibhavi, you might come from a finance background. I don't know. If you don't, you might have seen this. A lot of people don't understand investments. A lot of people don't understand finance. They think it is something called as a mumbo jumbo. All right, whatever the banker tells us, whatever the broker tells us, whatever the middleman tells us, we start to believe that. Right? We don't even understand. So I started by making it a mission that I will make a lot of people, at least 5,000 to 10,000 people, financially literate, which is something we completely ignore in our school and colleges. So that was the mission, and that is exactly what I am carrying out right now.
Okay. So what kind of risk did you take when you started your company?
Risk. Okay, let's come to this part. This is something I'm very proud of. I took zero risk.
Oh,
I took zero risk. My entire investment in my company was a big zero. The reason? I come from very humble backgrounds, middle class background. You can see my workspace. Okay. I come from a very middle class background. I was raised as a middle class kid. Okay. I was only given things that I need. And there is a dialogue, right? मेरी ज़रूरतें कम है, तभी मेरे ज़मीर में दम है. So that is exactly how I started. So when we started out, the first thing wasn't about me making money. It was about impacting people. That has always been remained my goal. And since my profitable business is all about trading, right? I'm a trader. I don't need any business. Even if my business doesn't flourish, I'm cool with it. I will make money from trading itself. That is
yeah.
something I believe in. All right. So first thing that any business comes into the like anything comes whenever we are founding a business is the risk. Since childhood, I was always talking about in my home. It was always about starting a business and the risk associated with it. So I made sure that the risk should be less, like minimizing the less risk as we do in the trading part always. So what I did, we kept the team very, very short. It was just me and my co-founder in the initial days. No one else. The entire gig was online. Okay, we used to take offline classes in our respective cities. Like he is from Allahabad and I am from Calcutta. So we used to we used to take our offline stuff into our college, or we used to book some arena and take our offline stuff. But the entire the entire online program was maintained by just me and him. And for an online program, it was pretty easy. We just took a Zoom membership. That's it. All the rest of the stuff, okay, fine. I'm a BTech student. I can code my website. I did my website, and it was around, the entire cost was around $1,200 to $1,500 when we started this company. So there was no risk associated to it.
That was really
So,
good.
so moving on. So, there are many companies who promote trading and teach other students also. So when compared to the other companies, what makes your company unique from your competitors?
Okay, so look, a lot of companies are there, I know. Okay, there are companies who can boast of 15 years of knowledge, 37 years of knowledge, and I completely agree with it. I'm not saying that I'm only having the knowledge, experience of the last 5 to 6 years. Okay, I've been actively trading for the last 5 to 6 years, not more than that. And I'm completely like frank about it. There are people who are trading for 15 years, 37 years. But let me tell you, how many students have they impacted till now? How many young minds they have changed till now? How many stereotypes and myths they have broken till now? The trading world is still a hush hush for a lot of people, for a lot of families. You talk to your dad, you talk to your mom who are not coming from finance backgrounds, they will tell you trading is a casino, trading is a satta. They won't be knowing the risk associated, the reward associated. Okay, I'm very frank here. This is something which we want to break as millennials. If we can succeed in this field, it completely shows that anyone from my age group can succeed. That is the entire point of starting a company, starting a legacy that can encourage from one mentor to another. I will be very happy if some mentee comes up, and just like this, that Glenmark call I had given, a lot
Yes.
of
Yeah.
people DM'd me. Like there were 300 DMs when I opened my phone in the morning. I was sleeping till late. I opened my phone and there were 300 DMs in my in my WhatsApp, and I was like, oh my god, what has exactly happened? So see, that is the thing that I want to impact. The USP of our team is that we are millennials. We are millennials. We are you. We are you. To be honest, okay. I have seen. I have started off from zero, from scratch. I started as a very middle class guy. Okay, I'm still a middle class guy. I'm no rich, no Ambani, right? So if I can pursue this path and I can sit at home and I can make money, why not someone else? That's it.
So now, before this pandemic situation, you had some mindset or some task you had going on. So after this corona or this pandemic situation come, how you and your partners are coping up with this pandemic?
To be honest, it should sound like a complete sadist from me, but this pandemic actually increased our business by tenfolds.
Oh,
Okay, there were days
Actually, a
where
good news.
when we raised around 1 to 1.5 lakh sales a day. Okay, there were days, sweet days, what we call. So I shouldn't say this. The entire thing that is going outside is very bad. But this is actually the time when you can sit and introspect and think
yeah.
about that if this corona thing is going on and on. Okay, let me tell you this in a very simple way. When we like before corona, I was very eager to start to go offline more. Okay, I was very eager to travel to Hyderabad, travel to Delhi, travel to even the off sports cities. Okay, see Almora. There are cities like Karnool and stuff like that. And there I went to go. I wanted to go and I wanted to take seminars. I wanted to interact with people, with students, and I wanted to tell them that how big of an opportunity this is. Because the metro people, they know about it. A lot of metro people know. Since see, I'm a mentor in my captain, I'm impacting people in metro cities, Bangalore, Calcutta, Delhi, Mumbai. I'm getting lots and lots of mentees. But how many mentees do you think I'm getting from small villages like Karnool? Okay, so there are untapped places, to be honest. So that is what my mindset was before Corona. After Corona came into India, I was like I had to come back home. Not no office, nothing. I was sitting at my home, and the only thing I could do is like I could impact from the online gig, right? So that worked out pretty well. Probably I just got lucky, and me and my co-founder were having a discussion at late at night, and I was telling him that, dude, see, the main fact is like right now 80% of the people are online. 80% of the population are
Yeah.
online. They aren't doing anything. So let's try out. Let's try to reach out people. If things work, it will be a good thing for us. We can impact more people. So the first thing that we did is we slashed down the prices. Like we had prices around 9,000, 10,000 of courses. We slashed them down to 7,000. Okay. We had a 5-day workshop at like 2,000, 3,000 rupees. I personally took that and slashed down to 700 bucks. Okay. I wanted to impact more people. My profit margin wasn't important. My turnover was. Okay. Like the more people I impact, the more people get to know me. The more people get to know me, the more my brand reaches. And so does the entire company, so does the entire mindset and motto. That is what I did, to be
So
honest.
can I know how many people are there in your company, if you don't mind?
My company consists of only 5 people. Two are directors. Okay, like me, and like I serve as the CEO as well, and my co-founder serves as the COO. We have got two financial executives right below us, and we have got around one guy who sees the entire tech support. So that's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All small and sweet company.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, sir, what creative techniques have you used to build your company's brand name?
Okay, you want to know about the marketing techniques? Fine. The
Yeah.
first marketing technique which I went through is called webinars. Okay, so the word you understand about the word free. The word free is the word that actually revolutionized the entire telecom sector of our country by Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Right. What he did, he came out. He said, "I'm going to give you free data." People were like, "Fine, give us free data. Come out." And once you get addicted to it, you make such a big base that you can then just flip it anytime. That's exactly what my marketing model was. What I did, I started to provide value. As simple as that. Look, I can't provide money, right? I can't provide free net. What I can provide from myself is value. I started to provide value. I started to take up webinars. Me and my co-founders, we started to we got active on social media. We started to generate leads, and we started to like provide what should I say, content, right? Values, telling people, teaching people about how the market works, how you can make money out of the market. And there were people who came out to us, who texted me personally asking that, sir, I want to learn from you. Sir, I want to do it from you. Sir, I wanted to do it from you. So once they understood that these guys are mean business, these guys are experts, then there were like it was very easy for us to flip the coin. It was like just a fine switch. We flipped it and we turned profitable. As simple as that.
Okay, sir, what measures have your company as a whole taken towards the corporate social responsibility?
Corporate social responsibility. Even before I founded my own company, I was teaching in NGOs. Okay, it was something I always wanted to do since my mom and dad was very closely connected with a lot of NGOs. So I was always into this. Okay, teaching NGOs, giving free tuition. So once we started this entire trading thing professionally, I collaborated like that. That is still at like pipeline because of this COVID situation. What we did, let me tell you, we had a plan in mind. So I have a house at Calcutta. So I contacted with a lot of NGOs who actually give shelter to people who are 18 plus. Since you need to be 18 plus and have a PAN card to access the trading terminal, right? To access trading portfolios.
Yes, sir.
So we contacted people and we said that we will take workshops. We will take workshops and we will pick the best minds, best brains out of it. If I can impact around, say, if I can touch down around 10, even 10 NGOs, I can impact around 3,000 to 5,000 people. Out of that 3,000, 5,000 people, even taking as around 1% or 2% conversion rate, I can easily find 30 to 60 good people, good brains out of it. I will pick them up. I will train them myself. My company will train them myself. I will provide them funds, and I will tell them to trade, and then they turn profitable. We work on a share basis. The profits get shared. That's it. So that is something which is on a pipeline and which we will be doing ASAP.
Sir, so is there any recognitions that your company has received or any rewards?
Yes, recognition by Startup India. We are already DPIIT certified. Our company is a private limited company. It's a Ministry of Corporate Affairs certified and organized company. We are recognized by Startup India. We are recognized by my government. And as I told you, we recently got DPIIT, that is Department of Internal Investing and Trading. We are recognized by that certification as well.
Sir, so what are your company's future goals or targets that you need to accomplish in the coming few years?
Future target is that I want the entire company to get self-sustainable. Okay, I want to make a complete ecosystem where we can recruit students, we can train them, and we can even hire them to generate not just employment and to generate wealth, not just at individual level but at societal level. There is this menace of an unemployment that has been eating India inside out. To be honest, there is this scarcity of jobs, and people aren't able to take risks in their life. I want to eradicate at least some proportions out of it. I know I can't do the entire thing. It is not possible by any one human being, to be honest. But yes, if I get my chance, that is in our pipeline as well. I want to create a complete ecosystem where I can recruit students, I can train them, I can hire them. As simple as that.
So, sir, what are your insights, suggestions, or ideas to inspire the young and enthusiastic budding entrepreneurs out there?
Entrepreneurs, yes. The first and foremost thing that I completely like I want to convey is that a lot of people talk about the leap of faith. Okay, I don't understand that concept, to be honest. Okay, I believe that a leap of faith is needed, but first you need to measure your risks. You need to cover your back. You need to have a contingency plan, and then only you take the leap of faith. Because because this world is not as like this is not a strawberry world, to be honest. All right, the world is not a bed of roses. It has its thorns. So if you fall down, no Shiva from Kabir Singh is going to come up and going to pick you up, my friend. No one is going to do that. It's harsh reality. So the first thing you need to do if you are thinking about being an entrepreneur is that you need a source of income. You need to safeguard your finances, because finances is the mother of all the things. If you have money, you can do anything. So the first thing you need to cover up is your finances. Once you cover up your finances, once you can see that fine, now I'm covering my own kharcha, now I can go out and impact the entire world. You have to stay in the box. You have to stay in the box, think in the box, to start thinking out of the box. This is something I believe in, and this is something I love.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
spending your precious time with us. And me and Vaibhavi from our side, we wish you all the best to you and your company for the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
I'm glad
so
as well.
much, sir.
All the
Yeah, we are
best.
very glad, sir.